And we are live. We are here. We doing it, and doing it well. Appreciate everyone stopping through. You know what I'm saying? To see the greatness, to see the majesty that is the return. The return. Oof, forgot I had that shit on. Scared me for a second. But yeah, I'm just you know what I'm saying, doing my due diligence right now, letting people know what it is, and we can get started with this. I doubt I'll be able to grab anyone for this live discussion. I was hoping I could, to be real. So you know what I'm saying, so people can know what's really going on in the streets. But if it's just us, you know what I'm saying, nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a little one-on-one time with the crew. You know what I'm saying, the OGs. Solo dolo. You know what I'm saying, ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. And now that I have finally completed the further mucking. Alright. Enough rambling from me. Back at it. So today's a special day, as I'm sure you've all have noticed. Straw Hats are back together. After all this time, we got the crew. We ain't got Zoro off in the distance. We ain't got Sanji somewhere planning some magnanimous shit. We don't got Luffy getting fucked up by people he shouldn't be fighting. Everyone is together. Everyone is here. And it's nice to see. They got the drippy ass outfits on. You know what I'm saying? They swagged out. Something retarded. My pink is so retarded. All that foolishness, like. And then, you know what I'm saying? On top of, well, not on top. I want to say equal, but it's hard not to put the boy with the gloves on top, because he's just coming through like, yeah, nigga, what's good? What's good with the smooth gloves, man? I love it. I love it a lot. And then we got Nami, and Zeus got the outfits on. It's like she didn't want to wear the helmet, so she just gave it to Zeus. So it's cool. I love it. Oh, we got bro, Brooke kind of looks like how Sanji's looking, just with the regular suit on, but you know what I'm saying, it's still Brooke. Brooke by himself is just that dude. A lot of people don't like Brooke, surprisingly. Like, there's people who love Brooke, and then there's people who just like Brooke ain't shit, and it's kind of weird. I don't get it. Brooke's cool to me. I don't know what these people seeing, but so this past chapter brings up a lot of questioning. Not a lot. I don't want to oversell it. It brings up mild questioning as to, I want to say this is a very toxic word, especially when you're talking about a chapter like this, where it's just kind of, you know what I'm saying. I think, okay, a lot of people call chapters setup chapters, and they don't really be that. Sometimes there's something else entirely. I can't put my finger on it, but they're not a setup chapter. This is a setup chapter. We got the setup, the rivalry setup. Law Luffy Kid. That's you know what I'm saying, what's going on. And just like the four emperors, each person has areas they're good in. I feel like this has been echoed throughout the story many times. Like, Zoro has something he's good at, Sanji has something he's good at, Luffy has something he's good at. They're all strong. They all can beat each other probably in specific categories. There is a pecking order because there is a captain, but you know what I'm saying, a lot of people think Zoro and Sanji are equal, because it's like Zoro can do all this destructive shit, but there's some shit he just can't do. You know what I'm saying? You can't infiltrate into a building without being seen. especially if you. All right, so the mission is to not be seen, get in, get out, do shit. Zoro can't do that. One, because he has no sense of direction. Two, he's a meathead and probably fight someone like Kaido and lose, and then the whole mission's fucked up. Like, say if a lot of people's lives on the line, and we need Zoro to sneak into somewhere and sneak out without being seen or cutting everyone, and we give him a map, that whole plan's fucked. Those people are dead. Zoro might kill whoever. Like people drip so much sauce on Zoro because he can just take down whoever. He doesn't need to sneak. But if you're in a situation where you 100% have to sneak, there's no like loopholes. There's no, oh well, Zoro can do this, and Zoro's bad for that mission, and Sanji would be over him in that aspect. So it's like it's a nice little circle going on. There's other examples you can give to why Sanji would be better in some areas, or why Zoro would be better in some areas, but that's just the one I thought off the top of my head. But then we got the monster the Shabondi trio, the Sabodi trio, however you say it, of Luffy, Law, and Kid. And it's like, we don't know enough about Kid to say what he's good at more than the others, because we just don't have that information. But, you know, him surviving a new world could have just made him a whole new beast. And people don't bring this up a lot either. Law did the same thing. Law wasn't fighting the whole time because he did go under the umbrella of somebody, and he was kind of like hiding on Punk Hazard. But he did the Rocky Port incident. He took 100 hearts. He still was out here doing shit. So it's like they all have their areas of expertise. Like, Law doesn't have to put forth a lot of effort to destroy a ship from like far distances, from like a far distance, because of how, you know what I'm saying, versatile his fruit is. But his physical stats might not be the best. Luffy's physical stats are great, but he doesn't have long range attacks like that. He can stretch his arm and all that good stuff, and like that would be like mid range. But like when I think of long range attacks, I'm talking about attacks that are separate from your body, like something you can throw at someone or whatever. And there's other, well, Luffy's speed is great, his attack is great, defense is great, all that good stuff. He's the main character. He probably the most well-rounded, and Law is definitely like the more one-sided person, to where, because you could say before that Luffy kind of relied, it's weird, I want to say relied on his devil fruit, but since his devil fruit goes hand in hand with his body, they kind of boosted each other. Like, the stronger Luffy got, the better he got at using his fruit. You know what I mean? Like, it was like they're so close together. It's almost like, all right, Law can literally be an old man in like a wheelchair and still use his fruit. Probably not to the highest of his abilities, but it was like he can. What I want to see is Law like pull out like a little scalpel and just like end niggas. But yeah, like imagine like an old dude with Law's fruit sitting in a chair with like a little scalpel. He could probably do most of the shit that Law could do. Like, Law being like a physical fighter, like he's a young dude, you know, he's swole, you know what I'm saying? So he can do some stuff face up, like sword fighting. He has a sword, he can actually use it, but it's mostly to replace the scalpel. Since he has the whole doctor thing going, that's his scalpel. It's just a big sword. But yeah, it's like Law's devil fruit heavy. Kid looks like he's on what Luffy's on, but his fruit doesn't go hand in hand with his strength or his body as much as Luffy does. So it's like the way we're seeing it is like Kid could be what Law is or what Luffy is, but like kind of in the middle, to where it's like Luffy's like a good all-arounder because his fruit and his actual strength go hand in hand. Law is more devil fruit heavy, and then Kid could be, okay, he masters fruit and he's a good fighter because his fruit doesn't always work in every situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's just in the jungle and he doesn't have a whole bunch of metal around him and people aren't coming at him with metal, they're just like the minks. Like, if he had to fight a whole bunch of like super strong mink and he was just on Zo for no reason, all he had was his metal arm, Kid would then have to be strong enough to fight people without his fucking fruit. So I believe that he's not reliant on his fruit, and he's not reliant on his strength. It's just like he's like a different all arounder from Luffy. It's actually kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But every time we see him fight, he's doing something with metal. Like Oda gives him metal every time they fight. So it seems like we won't see Kid in a situation where he just has to throw hands, just solo dolo hands, and that's the. I mean, it's interesting. It's not like bad or anything. I did want to see Punk Rotten though. Kind of sad I did not get to see Punk Rotten. Like Laws. I mean, I keep saying Law. Kid's move looked like it was gonna be a sort of Bound Man-esque move because he has all the metal around him. It's like he's making a suit because now he has two hands of metal. You know what I'm saying? As before, he has his regular hand, and then and in the panel before, you see fucking Kid put his arm out, so he's like attracting metal to him, and he's making like a cool little hand. The one thing about Kid though, I don't know how he's making these hands out of random pieces of metal. Like the metal is somehow forming into fingers. Now I don't know if he has the ability to actually manipulate the metal that he's attracting. Like he can attract and repel metal, like stick it to himself. Can he actually like mold the metal into different shapes? That will be the true, like, I guess, test if the man Kid is really like nasty with it. Now, just off the name, it could just be a cool name, or it could actually imply what this form is meant to do. So here's mega head cannon from your boy. So everyone, I don't want to say everyone. Again, another broad statement. What the fuck is his name? Wait, before I go on, I'll make sure I'm not. Okay, just make sure my levels are good. So, Luffy and Zoro, the main people. Not this chapter, but Wano is kind of focused on the two different types of hockey that we kind of discovered. Talk to Valen, it's called Exo Hockey. Talk to me, I'm calling it Rio / hockey, because that's what it is. It's just hockey, just in a different form, being used in a different way. Now, we got the barrier hockey used by Rayleigh, and we got what Hugoro was trying to teach him about the flow itself, just manipulating the hockey outside your body solely, which can be formed into a barrier that Rayleigh showed Luffy when that elephant stepped on him. He made like a fucking air plate of hockey. I believe that's what Hugoro was trying to teach Luffy, but Luffy skipped that step, and instead of just manipulating it outside of his body, he was able to get it outside of his body, but only in the form of punching. Like he wasn't able to control it, make it different shapes, make it a shield in front of him. All he was focused on was putting it into someone else. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the finesse to control the hockey outside of his body. This is a deep pool, but if anyone's a Hunter fan and you made it all the way to like kind of toward the end, like the end of the manga right now, because we're still on hiatus for that. But Jin, Gon's dad, was actually showing some people that he was with the immense control he has over his nin. Because I think they was doing pip training or plip training, like where you know what I'm saying, get that big aura around your body, and most people just, you know what I'm saying, it's there. But then he was controlling it, like he was making like a little P on each one of his fingers, and then he was making it dance and go back and forth. And other people was like, yo, that's hard, I can only throw one at a time, or like two or three. But this nigga Jin was like doing multiple ones at a time, showing his finesse and his actual control of nin. I believe that's what Hyogoro was trying to teach Luffy, because to Hyogoro, everything's a step. So if you learn to touch Logias, which is step 1, you can then learn arm and hockey, which is step 2, which then leads you to step 3, which is like, all right, you, instead of making it skin level, raise it off your skin and control it outside your skin, make it different shapes, and whatever you want. And then the third and final level, once you got mastery of controlling it outside of your body, you can then inject it into someone else's body. Step 4. Luffy went straight to step 4 because that's more of his style. Literally transferring his will into someone else and breaking them from the inside. And I think that's what Kid Punk Rotten may be. Because Rotten could be, when things rot, they rot typically from the inside out. Typically organic things like fruit or vegetables, And if you think of it like that, like he just kind of clad himself in armor and he's able to like just use that injection Ryo shit that Luffy learned and just breaking shit from the inside out with his giant metal body. So it's like you're hitting him, but it's like metal, so it doesn't matter. And he's destroying you from the inside out through his metal. Punk Rotten. That would be dope as fuck if that was actually his thing. And I think there's a lot of evidence to say that's probably what happened, because Luffy was learning the injection haki, as I call it, or stage 4 haki, whichever one. He was learning that, and Kid didn't stick around. One, because Oda didn't write it that way, but it could be underlying meaning, like, okay, he already has this, he doesn't need that training. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be like, if Luffy's doing all this, learning this different haki, and Kid wants to be better, why wouldn't he, kind of stick around, take some tips, like, But then again, I feel like they're in such a rivalry that if he saw Luffy trying to learn something he already knew, he would make some kind of snarky remark about it, like, you just learning that shit? Something along those lines. But like I said, major headcanon on the part of whether or not Kid actually can even do the haki we spoke of, the injection haki. But ooh, my boy Lazy in the chat, what's good, boy? Appreciate you stopping through. We just talking this 975 talk, letting flexing our SP0 muscles, letting the world know that we here, that we out here. We ain't going nowhere. We just took a small break, but now that the Sanji slander's back, now that Sanji's back with the crew, now that he got his the gloves of justice back on, we out here. We got a rep for the city. We got to put on. We got to motherfucking put on, and that's what we doing. Just finished the chapter. I was mad late today. Yeah, man. We was up early. We was up early for that chapter. It came out at 4. My boy Nap sent me the link 4:01. I thought I was good. I got cocky, I got lazy. I was like, man, give me 5 minutes. I'll be on there. So I'm getting ready to get on. It's 4:07. At 4:0 goddamn 4:06. I was about to go on 4:07, 4:06. This nigga Brago starts. I'm like, 5 minutes, man. That goes to show you, when you can get something done, go ahead and get it done. Get it out of the way. Don't be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you all good, because you're not. SP0, yikes. You're on your own on that one. Well, I can't be on my own if I'm in a group, Hunter. That's how these things work. But yeah, hey, man, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you're not down with Sanji like that, that's okay. That is okay. This is something that's been culminating, you know what I'm saying, for some months. We've been putting in work. We've been growing together, and we just got our own little group. Just like me, you, Valen, BDV, Nonsense, Yeet, goddamn, Valen, everybody. We got our own thing going. We have a name of the group chat. We don't have an actual like group, but it's just niggas, you know what I'm saying, chilling together. But I digress. Forgot the fuck I was about to say. Oh yeah, chapter. Yeah, I hope Punk Rotten is having something to do with Kid. Alright, so we seen in the story, the man Odin didn't really know what haki was. He just knew Ryo, in my opinion. All he knew was Ryo, and he just twerked that shit to the maximum level. If Kid is the same way to where I think he is. If he's like Luffy, but he never had a trainer, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, Kid would have picked up on what the official names were of the shit. He's just fighting niggas. So he might be like, he might have like been just like Zoro was, I want to say, okay, Zoro's specialty was armament hockey, and he chose to use the Ryo or the flow that Hyogoro was talking about, and all the swordsmen of Wano was using. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing that since Alabasta. The same thing could be true for Kid. Kid could have been destroying shit from the inside since before the time skip, like Sabo. It's just we never focus on him, and that could be a reason why. Like Kid's whole fighting style may be him using fucking metal and punching shit and destroying it from the inside, and that's how he's been doing it. It's just been not as bombastic or not as like as focused or leveled up, because he might have been doing it, but just in little spurts, just like him punching people. They don't get destroyed from the inside out, but they feel a little extra damage. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So that could have been a thing. Well, we saw him fight before. Okay, so let's say he got it during the time skip. Like he unlocked the power to destroy stuff from the inside before or during the time skip, and now he's just like mastering it. And this is one of his forms. Like he just covers himself in metal, kind of hits a Douglas bullet, and just encases himself in metal. And then that's his bound man. He's jumping around, just blowing shit up from the inside. I think that'd be dope. Law still using room. I'm not gonna lie, I wish he came out with just another random move. Who's in this group? Let me have a word. Mark, get out of here. His move said magnetic something. I know it says punk rotten, but it's something else. Oh, you're saying that punk rotten isn't the actual name of the move? That's just a fan's translation. Well, this whole thing is a fan translation, but I figured there'd be some things that is like so obvious they didn't need to translate. You know what I mean? Oh, so did you read another translation, Mark? If you did, let me know, because I want to be a little upset because punk rotten actually, one, it was the basis of my whole theory, and it sounds dope as fuck. Like if it's just magnetic punk, like, or punk magnetism, that'd be kind of weak. So I really hope it's not magnetic something, to be honest. If it is, it's whatever, but punk rotten is actually pretty cool. Sadness, damn it, fucking Mark, ruining my fun. So I'm looking at the panel where Law, Kid, and Luffy all attacked that one ship, which I'm still flabbergasted at. Why they all attack one ship? They also took one ship each, but they all attacked just one ship. Law, the damage Law did to the ship would be enough to sink it. He literally cut like a third of the ship off. And I don't know if anyone knows how ships work, but once that part is gone, they're not floating anymore. They're just gonna capsize and fall over. So whatever Kid and Luffy did, I don't know if they was just want to just do extra damage, just make it look cool, or fucking because Law did as much damage as Kyosho. Well, I kind of get why they did what they did in a way, cause they're all arguing. So I guess they all wanted to destroy the ship first. So they was kind of seeing who could get to the ship first, but they all ended up getting there around the same time. Like Luffy zipped over there and bound man, whatever the fuck Kid did, and then Law, you know what I'm saying, he don't have to move, so he just cut the ship. So they all just hit at the same time, and it wasn't like, oh shit, you know, it was like, oh, you won't take my shine, you won't take my ship, you should have got the other ship. So they're probably doing it like we're doing now. Just, this could be like a display of their lack of teamwork, since they never really worked together before. They all kind of just was there at the same time doing their own shit. I thought it'd be one ship each too. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was pretty much the prevailing theory last week before the chapter dropped. Like, all right, we're going to get some meathead action. Each one of them is going to destroy a ship. We'll get to see what Kid can do. We'll see if Law has any new moves, and then we'll get to see good old Luffy doing his normal shit. Or maybe even him showing more mastery over Bound Man. Either one. There was some talk about Luffy being able to, I guess, go in and out of Bound Man faster, but every time he's had to use Bound Man, he never finished the job and was able to, all right, get out and then go about his day. It was always a hard fight, and him, you know what I'm saying, either having to get out of Bound Man or him being fucked up in Bound Man. So I think as easy as he could go into Bound Man, he could just get out of Bound Man. You know what I mean? Magnetic Demon. So that's like a better translation of Punk Roddin. Mark, which one you like better, Punk Roddin or Magnetic Demon? They both have a certain ring to it, but Punk Roddin, bro, come on, Punk Roddin is just hard as fuck. If it's not Punk Roddin, I'm gonna be a little sad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. But you know, it is what it is. We can only get what we want. You know, I'm like, yeah. How'd you get Punk Roddin out of Magnetic Demon? That's kind of weird. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to talk about them too much, but I just kind of want to expound more than I was able to this morning when I just, you know, rolled over and was like, oh shit, chapter's out. Let me get up, go sit down and do this shit. What was I doing? Oh, and then the boy Kyoshiro did as much damage as Law did. You know what I'm saying? Just by himself, which is kind of dope. she straight up was like, all right, it's about that time. Which brings me to my next discussion point. If we take Odin, you know what I'm saying? Odin was basically a Yonko. We'll just put it out there. If Odin was alive today, he'd probably be a Yonko, and let's say he beat Kaido, or some kind of random timeline where Kaido either left or he beat him, whatever. And he just wanted to be a pirate. I believe he would be strong enough to be a Yonko. One, because he, you know, beat a Yonko at the time he was alive, and he could only get stronger. So if you say he was a Yonko, who would be his top 3 commanders? Who would be his calamities? Oh, let me see. I don't even know at this point. I want to think that it says magnetic demon to draw all the metal first, and he can still say Punk Roddin for the actual move. That's interesting. So the form is magnetic demon, but the attack is Punk Roddin. All right, so shit still holds up. I like it. What was I saying? Yeah. So if Odin was a Yonko, his 3 calamities would most likely be Kenjiro. Oh, Kinemon. I said Kenjiro. Wow. I don't know if Genjiro was always this strong or the hate made him this strong. So if Odin never died, he probably would have not gotten to this level. So let's just take this Kyoshiro and just put him over there for now. So Odin's alive, but we're taking the 616 universe Denjiro and putting him over in the timeline where Odin's still alive. And then we got Kinemon and Ashidoji. And those, yeah. We'll just take all the current people, put them over there. Who would be in what position? Because a lot of people are because of Kinemon's plan is putting Kinemon above Denjiro and Ashidoji as the first commander. Would Kinemon be the first commander? Would Denjiro be the first commander? Because everyone kind of has a little bit of recency bias with old boy cutting the ship, but let's not forget Kinemon cut an explosion, an open air 50,000 megaton explosion, just ended it. So if we talking about cutting feats, this boat is impressive because it's a big boat, but cutting an explosion, my G. Now, then we have to think, is cutting the explosion more just a technique, or raw strength. Because, and well, Denjiro's doing air slash, which is kind of technique, but it's derived from strength. Like you're so strong, you're able to make a cut and it goes through the air. So it's like it's a technique, but it's mostly due to your strength. Then Kinemon, we all know that cutting fire is actually a whole technique. Like you can't just do it based off raw strength, which is why Zoro was like, I want to learn that too. Because if anyone has the raw strength to cut anything, it's Zoro. So it's not straight up strength. It has to be technique. So it's like, what do you value more? Kinemon's technique to cut fire or Denjiro's ability to cut ship? And can Kinemon cut a ship? Probably. The nigga's like 9 feet tall and a retainer. So I don't think it's too far outside the possibility to say that Kinemon could probably cut the same ship. But we don't know if Denjiro can cut fire. Denjiro for sure. Denjiro over. Wait. So lazy. You're saying Denjiro over Kinemon because of him cutting the ship now, or is you have some more reasonings as to why? I understand Oda wanted those three to be competing with each other, but I honestly think he should have let them all take a ship each and then have their banter as to who did it quicker. Yeah, that would have been cool. It would have been like Zoro and Sanji on Little Garden, and there was fighting over who got the biggest dinosaur. And Lazy says his admiration for Odin, though, I don't think he would have stayed weak, but I get what you mean. Yeah. I don't want to go down a whole rabbit hole of, how strong he would have been if Odin stayed alive. Let's just take the Denjiro I got right now. And Lazy, I've always thought whatever fire style is, it's a derivative of the breath of all things. Oh yeah, definitely. The breath of all things, the flow, Ryo, all that's Wano shit. And all the Wano shit is just hockey used in a different way. I feel like it's the ultimate finesse. So, we know Luffy is the king of absolutely no finesse. He has no finesse at all. This drippy jacket is the closest thing he got to finesse in a long time. I feel like whatever Hyogoro was trying to teach was the ultimate finesse, like the ultimate finesse type move for hockey. Like you can't get more finesse than this. You have to have complete control over hockey extending outside of something that isn't you. Luffy is a G at putting hockey around himself, on himself, and doing shit with it, but I don't think he'll be able to transfer that to a sword because that takes finesse. Zoro has been learning to use the finesse and the flow for a long time. So it was like anyone who has a sword, anyone who uses the flow or the breath of all things, their main fighting style or forte or how they're kind of built is on the finesse side. People who punch with hockey or people who just kind of destroy shit, they're going to be more inclined to use the hockey where you don't have to think about it. It's kind of point and shoot. Like, boom, like, I'm doing a normal punch. This is what I do. I punch. And then I'm just going to leak my hockey outside of myself off. Because normally it'd be like, all right, I'm going to focus all my hockey, all my energy into this one point, into just my fist. Like an inch above my skin or on it. However close armament hockey is to your skin. It might be on your skin. It might actually be the contact on your skin. Whatever. Getting it off your skin and controlling it is not something that people like Luffy and maybe Kid is good at. So it's like that's kind of how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if the flow is what Kinemon is using to cut the fire, like he's just finessing his hockey or his Ryo through the fire and just separating it, I could definitely see that. And I think that, and being able to cut something that's not intangible, is fire intangible? I think fire is intangible because it's energy. So yeah. So being able to finesse your hockey through something as big as the explosion that he cut on Punk Hazard with your hockey, having that much control, I don't know, man. I think fire explosions over a ship. Explosions over the ship, man. It's hard to call it, honestly, because it's like usually you have to defer to whoever got their power revealed last is that dude. Kinemon has shown twice that he has something to do with fire. He can cut fire, and he somehow can make fire when he uses his blade, which is kind of cool because if people kind of connect, if people connect hockey or King's hockey or just hockey in general with fire and electricity, Kenny Mon is on, like, I'm saying, that Luffy, Zoro, Sanji level, because he's actually making fire. I thought he just cut fire. When he was running away from Kaido and shit after Oden's execution, he literally pulled out his sword and just made flames. So it's like, okay, he can not only cut fire, but he can make fire. So his fighting style may just be him. It may be like King, which is kind of funny because now I can kind of see why people's like, oh, he's gonna fight King because it's like Kenny Mon's a fire sword user, King's a fire sword user. Why not? But then, what I'm saying, I don't know who. It'd be funny if it was like Kenny Mon fights King. Oh, wait, it could be. So, it could be Kenny Mon, Denjiro, and Ashura Doji fighting King. Zoro fighting Queen. And Sanji fighting Queen. Sanji fighting Jack. That'd be interesting. And then it'd be difficult for, both of them. Because it'd be like, alright, Queen has a sword or whatever, but he's also tricky fired with his poison and all that shit. And we know Zoro has trouble time with, tricky people or whatever. We know, he likes to plan, do all this other shit. But I don't know about that Bronchiosaurus form. I hope he has a good motherfucking... I don't even want to go down this road. I'm just making up shit at this point. It's just, I see now why people want to put the whole Kenny Mon on King shit. And speaking of Kenny Mon and his crazy clout he's gotten so far, a lot of people, including myself, did not get this at first. All right, Kenny Mon. Let me go ahead and read this. Let me go ahead and read what happened. Let me read the panel, and then I'll explain as best I can what I think happened with the whole Kenny Mon's plan thing. However, Ken, I expected nothing less from you. The drawing of Lord Yasue added 2 lines of the belly on the belly of the snake, symbolizing the port Hasu. These 2 lines were used to bar the snake's belly as if to erase letters. And then the translator notes, it says, in Japanese, Port Habu reads Habu Minato. If we remove the 3 central characters, we're left with Hato. So it was like, on the note, it said we're going to Port Hato. But I think they're at Port... I think we're at Port Habu right now. Right? Port of Habu has therefore been transformed into Hato. Everyone understood, and only the instructions added 2 lines were given. However, you are aware that Orochi had a spy in the area. You therefore changed the location of the meeting place and only told your close friends, and the spy therefore informed Orochi. Okay, so let's attempt to decipher this. What dock are they at now, actually? They're at Port Habu right now, right? So I think they're at Port Tokage right now. But they changed the meeting place to Hato. No, because whatchamacallit was here. I confused myself. Someone help me out in the chat. Basically, the meeting place was changed, and Kenny Mon actually did not know that was the change. So he tricked. it's taking trick your friends to trick your enemies a step further. Trick yourself to trick your friends to trick your enemies. That's how far Kenny Mon had to go. But as we all know, well, can assume that Kenny Mon had no idea this was happening, even though it was shown in the flashback that he kind of got a good education because he wanted to. God damn it! Why? He had a good he had a good shit, my bad. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, the ports got switched. Kinemon tricked the Scabbards and Orochi because he tricked himself. He basically fucked up, but the fuck up worked out because there was a traitor. And like Kinemon said before, I don't want to think that there is a traitor out here. So he didn't intentionally, you know what I'm saying, fool anyone. He just kind of gave the wrong instructions, and it worked out, which is, you know what I'm saying, it worked. And then Denjiro doing his shit in the background, you know, moving people, making sure shit gets done. I don't know if anyone had a problem with the fact that said he misjudged the distance. This could be just a rough translation or a bad translation of what actually happened, but you know what I'm saying, it's the same thing. I wish Jack was on one of these ships. I really do. I hope he may be on the ship. He may just be chilling. Or he may just be, all right, I'm gonna see what happened. But most likely it's gonna be a fight between Morgans and the Butterfly Lady and whoever's else on the third ship, because it looks like they're all on the same ship. Like the I guess are they gifters? It could be part of the Flying Six too, to be fair, but I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't go that far, because it looks like they're just like Batman. What the fuck is his name? The lion dude. Hold'em. It could be like Hold'em. So yeah, they're on the same ship. And two other ships are probably unoccupied. It's bad, not bad. I just want a little challenge before, like send the Flying Six real quick, but I don't plan too much. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let y'all know what it is. But everyone's pretty much done. Everyone's pretty much either chaptered out for the day, or you know, they going to go do whatever else. I just want to, you know what I'm saying, stop by, give my thoughts on the chapter, kind of discuss it in more detail, give my thoughts about the trio and what they got going on, the ships, what happened with Kinemon, fucking Zoro kind of sweating over, I don't know if he's sweating or he's just like, he cut the ship, and he made some kind of stupid excuse as to him cutting the ship, and then just revealed himself anyway. So Zoro was kind of like, bro, like, what? That's a stupid excuse to cut a ship, and then to try to cover it up like that. So yeah, I think that's what that was. I really don't think he's like that. But to answer the question, because I started this whole line of thought and did not finish it, I have no idea who would be the first commander when it comes to Denjiro or Kinemon at this exact moment, but I know Ashura-doji's third. I just know it. I can't prove it, because he cut Jack. They all have feats. Kinemon cut an explosion. Denjiro has anger and hate fueling him, and he cut a ship, just like, you know, Zoro, just like Mihawk. And then Ashura-doji actually fought someone. So out of all three, people are putting Kinemon and Denjiro above Ashura, but Ashura was the only one to actually cut someone of note, Jack, which is the third commander on a Yonko's crew. Could Kinemon do that? Who knows? Could Ashura-doji and Denjiro do that? We don't know. We have no facts, but I feel like it's stacked up enough for them to be in the same realm. And maybe we should start looking at the commanders like that. Like, a lot of people put, you know, the first commander's head and shoulders above the other two, but then it's like, if these three were to be considered, you know what I'm saying, Yonko commanders, they would be around the same ballpark. Maybe you can put Denjiro comfortably below the other two, but he's not far below the other two. It's just the focus is on Kinemon and Denjiro, so it's like you kind of get that feeling that those two will be fighting for first commander. Some people can edge out Denjiro. I'm gonna go with Kinemon, man. I'm gonna go with Kinemon first, Denjiro a strong second, and Ashura-doji bringing up the rear, being the jack of the crew, fucking them up. And you can also put Ashura-doji at 3 because he fought a third commander, so it's like kind of showing you where his level's at, because he got a cut on him, and not a lot of people remember, but Jack cut back. So it's not like Jack just was out here getting fucked up and nothing happened afterwards. But yeah. So I'm out of here. Just want to have a quick discussion. Want to let y'all know SP0's back in the house. We, you know what I'm saying? We out here repping on the timeline. You know what I'm saying? Bringing justice to the Sanji name, the Vin Smoke lineage. You know, and be on the lookout for more videos. Like I'm saying, D Live, Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? All Vulture Valley. Just look up the boy Vulture Valley, and I will be there. But yeah, about to get up out of here and get ready for the rest of my day, and be safe during these corona times, because it's not any safe in these streets. Wash your hands, wash your ass, just wash as much as you can. But I'm out, and I'm gone, and I'm gone. Yeah. Oh, appreciate Lazy and my boy Mark for you know what I'm saying, stepping through and talking with your boy.